There we go. The chat feed's really small. That didn't help. That did. The fuck are you staring at, Daniel?
Huh?
I said, what are you staring at?
I'm watching a much more interesting podcast on YouTube.
Dang.
Now you're like Josh.
No, I'm joking. No, I'm actually pulling up little factoids about the movie.
Did you take notes?
Yeah, I didn't know that Daniel Radcliffe was in this until like 10 minutes in. I'm like, wow, I didn't. That was the twist at the beginning.
Yeah,
it surprised me.
Yeah, Chris is like, can I be on your podcast? He didn't say it like that, but he'd asked if he could be on with me and Josh.
And Josh was like, hell no.
Well, no.
To hell with Chris.
Chris has to work the days I record with Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like earlier in the day. So I told him, I was like, well, hey, me and Daniel are recording. You can join us if you want to, if it's okay with Daniel. It's like, but we're doing Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
So we sat here and watched this movie. I had to watch it again so he could watch it. But we sat here and watched it before we got on.
Mm-hmm. It's fresh in my memory now. Very fresh. It's actually quite entertaining, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I'd never seen it before watching it for this. And it was a long time ago that we were going to record this. But it kept getting pushed. So.
Well, now we're here. We're here. You got the 3 amigos instead of the 2 amigos now. It's even better.
Yeah, it does give us another person to bounce bad jokes off of.
There you go.
That is true.
There you
Instead
go.
of just bouncing them off each other.
That's right. And you get the younger generation and everything too, It's gonna add a lot to the podcast.
Yeah, that's what all the talk had been about. It's like, hey, you need to get younger.
That's right, man. That's right.
I'm tired of seeing
Absolutely.
these 40-something-year-old dudes.
Dude, I'm gonna bring in a whole new audience, You never know.
Daniel, you hit 40, didn't you?
Not yet. I'm still young.
Were you 39?
Huh? I'm only 31.
You lying sack of shit.
No, you're the old guy.
Dang.
No, I'm 38. Don't
Not
look
too
a
bad.
day older than 37 though, so I'm doing good.
That's right. That's right.
I saw y'all. There goes Daniel.
What do you mean?
I saw that y'all all dressed up as Game of Thrones characters for Halloween.
Yeah, we did.
Who did you
was the
dress up
Hound.
as? Oh, the
Hound.
Hound. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And then my oldest dressed up as Jon Snow. My youngest was Khal Drogo, or Drogo. And the old
There you
lady
go.
was Arya Stark.
Hey, did you see
Arya
my Macho
Stark.
Man costume I sent you the picture of?
He was a Macho Man?
Yeah, it was Macho
Yeah.
Man.
Was that a work thing?
Yeah.
That would have been awesome to go up into what Best Buy and Macho Man is the person that you're going to complain about the customer service to.
Just give people elbows on the head.
Dude,
Yeah.
Not
I got
today,
you in the
brother.
ring for 3 minutes. You ain't going nowhere. Oh, man, been great, dude.
This man only knows about Macho Man from Spider-Man.
I mean, no, I know him from WWF. I mean, what are you talking about? I'm a big wrestling fan myself.
Are you talking about Bonesaw?
Bonesaw.
Bonesaw is ready.
Oh, yeah. That's true. That's true. Oh, man.
Good old Bonesaw.
That's right.
Classic.
That's what we should call
Classic.
you.
Yeah. My
That'd be-
my manager dressed up as Hulk Hogan. She came to me and she's like, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing a costume. I was gonna see if you wanted to, coordinate or collaborate." I'm like, "What were you thinking?" She's like, "I'm gonna dress up like Hulk Hogan." I'm like, "I'm in." I'm like, "I know exactly who I'm gonna be. I'm in."
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, dude. You should have done Ric Flair, There you go.
Nah,
The nature boy.
Ric Flair's not as colorful as Macho Man.
That's true. All right, what about Ultimate Warrior?
I was just about to say, I think Bone thinks Ultimate Warrior was overrated, right?
No, I like
Not
Ultimate
overrated,
Warrior.
but you just weren't as crazy about him as other people were.
No, I was a big Ultimate Warrior fan when I was a kid. Here's the problem with here's what Randy Savage's outfit offers that the other people's outfit doesn't offer: tops and bottoms. Ric Flair wrestled in what was essentially a fucking Speedo. So did Ultimate Warrior.
You wouldn't have made it past the front doors at Best Buy with that.
No. Nah, dude, he would have walked in, had to do the whole ripped outfit thing with the Ultimate Warrior. Not a chance. You're running 100 miles an hour down the ramp. Oh, man. I would have paid to see that.
I even played Pomp and Circumstance at one point when I was in the store.
No, you didn't. Did you actually?
I sure did.
Oh my god, dude.
I'd randomly like elbow employees
Yeah.
with the double axe handle.
There you go. Oh my gosh, dude.
It's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Just a little bit.
All right.
How many chairs did you pick up in the course of you being dressed like that?
None. I didn't even think about that. I should have just been throwing them around the store. The madness is running wild.
Yeah.
Should have pinned somebody, man. You should have pinned somebody. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, hung your belt from a rafter and then put a big ass A-frame ladder under it.
I climbed to the top of it and just jumped off it. That's what you should have done. There you go.
All right, y'all ready to get started?
Let's do it.
Yep.
All right, here we go. All right, guys. Welcome to Very Unreasonable Things. We're back for another episode, and we got a special guest with us today. We got Chris Williams with us. Say hello.
Hello.
Sir.
My name is Chris. Hello, everybody. To the
Hi,
podcast
Chris.
community. Hello. I'm here.
You can tell it's his first time because he's leaning into the mic.
Hello.
You can see it. So, anyways,
Mine's on the other side of the room. I've gotten lazy at this point. It's just like if they can hear me, they can hear me. If not, fuck it.
well,
There you go.
that's what I told Josh about editing. I'm like, look, this is a pretty event-free editing process nowadays. Like, we record and I publish.
Yeah.
He's like,
Exactly.
you lazy motherfucker. So, anyways, as always, I'm joined by Daniel Sanders and I'm Billy Bone. And
Howdy how.
we are going to continue our discussion on Universal monster movies. And today we're talking about Frankenstein from 1931.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Um,
Bone is correct.
Bone is correct.
He's very correct.
So I guess let's get the mundane information out of the way. So it was directed by James Whale, starred Colin Clive, May Clark, and Boris Karloff. Had a budget of $262,000, brought in a box office of $12 million. So pretty good haul.
Yeah, seriously. Apparently it was a hit.
So I was reading a little bit about the movie before. While I was rewatching it, and apparently there was I'd heard the story that Bela Lugosi had turned down the role. Did y'all ever hear that story?
See, I don't know who any of these names are.
Bela
I'm probably
Lugosi.
like most of the people. Like, hold on, who'd you say? Boris Karloff?
Yeah.
Just because the name Boris sounds familiar is the only reason that I'm thinking that maybe that name.
And you might be thinking of
ringing a
Rocky and
bell.
Bullwinkle. You might be thinking of like Boris and
I mean, that
Natasha.
probably is. That's probably very true. That's the only Boris I know of.
So, well, anyways, there was the rumor that Bela Lugosi had turned down the role because it hit his face too much, or he'd be under makeup. I don't know how true that is because when I was reading, there was another director attached to the project originally, and what I was reading was that Bela Lugosi had wanted to play Henry Frankenstein in the movie, and then I guess when he was offered the role of the monster, the way the monster was originally written, it was just a mindless killing machine.
Yeah.
And then they changed directors, and then they brought in Boris Karloff, the Frankenstein that everybody knows and loves.
Yeah. The classic.
Yeah, we do this every time we podcast and every time we talk about movies. So, what's the first time you've seen this movie, Daniel?
Well, I said it just a minute ago. I don't know if we were actually recording it or not, but yeah, this is the first time I've ever watched this movie. You've seen the clips from it from different shit, but and you know it's a famous thing. Everyone knows Frankenstein, but I've never actually seen the movie until this, which I was really excited about, and I've been verbal about being excited for checking it out because it is such a classic, and it's still way up there on top horror movies of all time.
Yeah.
So I was very curious to check this one out.
What about you, Chris?
Yeah, this is I actually just watched it for the first time tonight with Mr. Billy Bone over here, and I'm quite satisfied with what I watched. It was actually quite good.
Yeah. For me, it's the first time I'd seen it too, watching it for this episode. I actually had bought. You remember those bundles of DVDs that Walmart would sell back in the day where you could get 12 movies in them or whatever?
Yeah, it's like on double-sided discs and compressed as hell.
Yeah, I had the Universal Monster collection.
Yeah.
And never watched Frankenstein when I had it.
I thought you were going to say you never watched a fucking one of them. You just bought it and put it in the collection.
That may be true also.
Yeah.
I can't say for certain. I'm trying to remember, but yeah. So this was a blind spot for me too. We did, me and Josh had talked a little bit about Frankenstein, and that episode's out, so it's not like I'm spilling the beans on anything. But me and Josh had talked a little bit about it when we did our AV Club top 40 horror villains of all time.
Yeah.
And its ranking, which I wouldn't say was lower than warranted. That list, I don't know if you listened to the episode or not, Daniel, but that list was all jacked up.
No, I haven't listened to that one yet.
Ah, well. Yeah, it had some questionable honorable mentions, and then some of the people that made it into the top 40 over these honorable mentions were pretty questionable. But for you, what's your top horror villain of all time?
Me?
Yeah.
Top horror villain of all time.
Mm-hmm. You'd be thinking about it too, Chris, because I'm going to ask you also.
Mm-hmm. I've already got mine in mind.
See, it's funny because for me, I think that I would go to, we've had this discussion several times too, you know, where whenever you go to a top horror villain, you go to, for us, because we grew up in the 80s and 90s, you know, like you go to one of the big ones, you know, so my mind automatically goes to one of the ones we're covering on our big project, you know?
Yeah.
And man, Michael Myers, I love him so much.
Okay, and that's a good answer, Chris.
Well, I like him. I'm so sorry, Chris, but I like him.
Fuck Chris.
Pre all this new Halloween bullshit. Like I liked him whenever he was just pure evil incarnate, and that was it. That's why he was not stoppable. That was unstoppable. All of this other shit.
You didn't like him as an old man in the sewer?
Yeah, like slowly brainwashing the youth to fucking take his goddamn place. Oh man, I don't like it at all. It's very upsetting.
Chris,
we'll get to that in 5 years.
There you go.
5 years. As a younger generation, a little bit younger overall. Anyways, I was born in 1998, so growing up,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, just a little bit, Well, I'm always the same one. When I hear people born in like 2000s, I'm like, damn. I'm getting old too. I mean, I didn't watch a lot of horror movies growing up, but one that I always go back to that I like a lot, is has to be Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th. I love it. I love him. I think honestly, he's the best out of all of them, only because he always comes back in some way. And he just doesn't care. He doesn't give a fuck, man. He's like, you're going to die somehow in this movie, and you're not going to stop me. He's great.
Yeah, I love
Jason
too.
Yeah.
Mine was, and I think me and Josh had the same one, if I'm not mistaken, but mine was Freddy Krueger. I just thought as a movie villain, even despite some of those later entries where he was just real jokey, like, he brought a lot to the table, and he had a personality. And whereas a lot of these villains, because Michael Myers didn't speak, Jason didn't speak, Leatherface didn't speak, there was only a couple of them that spoke, like Pinhead and Freddy and the tall man who was an honorable mention.
Who the fuck is the tall man?
From Phantasm.
I never seen that movie. I need to watch that movie. I've heard good things about that movie.
I
Never
swear to
seen
God,
it.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie either, ever.
I haven't. We
All I
gotta
know
watch
is there's
that.
a ball with spikes and there's an old guy.
Yeah, I owned the first Phantasm on Blu-ray. I'd never seen it though.
I got the Phantasm collection that came out that has the little ball.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yep, it's a. I can't show y'all. But it's on one of my bookcases. I need to buy another bookcase. I'm still looking. Chris got me this Leatherface statue for as an early Christmas present, and I literally have nowhere to put it right now, just because like all my bookcases or DVD shelves are full. So I need to buy another one so I can have a place to put this and a few other items.
Yeah. You gonna show it off or no?
Yeah, I guess I can go grab it real quick.
Yeah, it's easily grabbable. I don't think it's too bad. Well, if people didn't know, a little fun fact about Frankenstein. Apparently, it took 4 hours each day to apply Frankenstein's the monster's makeup.
So here it
Oh,
is.
there it is. There it is. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that'd be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's right.
By NBA Jam. For
There
now.
you go. Mm-hmm.
He might
That's
be
pretty
heating
cool,
up later. It was. Oh, my brother picked this up at a yard sale.
Ah
It's
yes,
got a
the
glare on
VHS.
it.
I know.
There you go.
It was a double VHS?
No, it's a puzzle.
Oh, that's a puzzle. That's
Yeah.
a puzzle.
Puzzle.
Okay.
He saw the 500. He's like, finally a puzzle. Couldn't tell before.
No,
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like the thick double VHS boxes.
Yeah.
Remember
What's a
that?
VHS?
Anyway, exactly, right? But yeah, dude, I have a Jaws one. Kathleen got it for me for fucking Christmas like a couple of years ago. And I was planning and intending on, putting it together and framing it, putting it like up in the movie room somewhere. But I'm also a lazy piece of shit. So that gets in the way with a lot of my plans.
Yeah. Well, I know the feeling.
Yeah.
I finally broke down and this is going to sound so horrible, but I finally broke down and cleaned my apartment the other day.
Hey,
Man, it's the
I
other day.
can't blame me.
The other
I'm the
day,
same exact
we're
way.
sitting there waiting on something and just kind of hanging out, and I'm like, what do you want to watch? Just something for the background, and Courtney was like, fuck it, just put it on Seinfeld, and that was a mistake. Because now I've just been like in a Seinfeld-a-thon for the past week.
Oh, no.
Going back to some Seinfeld.
It's so good.
I don't think I've ever watched Seinfeld before.
It's pretty good.
You're
You gotta
missing
check it
out.
I've seen some clips on YouTube. I never watched it in full.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Very good show. Did you hear what Chris said about the 4 hours of makeup every day for Frankenstein?
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking... God, that's got to get old.
Yeah. And his apparently his costume weighed 48 pounds. And they shot this in the summer apparently too, which is really bad. 48
I'd be mad
pounds.
too.
Yeah.
That's why
That's
he threw
crazy.
that little girl into the pond.
Yeah.
Pissed
right.
off.
Yeah. He's like, dude, screw this, bro.
Fuck this costume.
Dude. Oh, fun fact about that too. Apparently, so I knew that scene looked familiar because I saw a clip about it before. So they threw the girl in the water, and apparently the shot was like incorrect or something like that, or wasn't done well. So they had to throw her in the water again. And so the director went up to her, was like, "Hey, can we throw you in the water?" And she's like, "Yeah, that's fine, but I want something in return." He's like, "What do you want?" She's like, "I want some beets or something like that, some vegetable, like 1 pound of vegetables." And so they did it, and he ended up sending her like 2 pounds of vegetables or something like that. Like, I mean, why? Get some more money or something. Why do you want beets?
I was like, who the fuck asked for like? Oh, Daniel, Chris may not remember this one, but you should. That episode of The Simpsons where Lisa comes in and she's like, "We got beets," and she holds up a bushel.
No.
No, you can go to that.
Damn, denied. Oh my
For a
god.
while, I thought that I was like had watched all this Simpsons, but you guys have so many quotes and throwbacks to it that I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Apparently, there was like a 2-month period of my life when I was younger that I watched it, and I watched like fucking 8 episodes and thought that I'd watched every episode there were in this 38 fucking years of Simpsons.
No
Yeah,
shit.
there's a lot.
Like 35 years.
There's so much Simpsons out there.
There's a lot I haven't seen also because I haven't watched any of the seasons past like 23.
I wonder, what do you think is a better show, Family Guy or Simpsons?
Simpsons.
The Simpsons,
Simpsons, okay.
for sure. Which I
Yeah,
like.
I gotcha.
I like Family Guy whenever it came out the first few years, but it's so repetitive. It's extremely repetitive. So like after a while, it's like, okay, you know exactly how this episode's going to go. You know,
Yeah.
kind of like took away the surprise. But the first couple seasons are still pretty good.
I think like when you look at the peak run of The Simpsons and you compare it to the peak run of Family Guy, that The Simpsons is better. Like the like I said, the peak. I was say nothing about the valleys because they both got some, crappy valleys. But I think overall, like those first 8 seasons of The Simpsons, 8 or 10 seasons were just.
Pretty good stuff. But also they have a lot of character development with their town. There's a lot of people.
They do.
I know they do it a lot on Family Guy too, but you don't give a shit. It's just
Yeah.
little, like, why is this character funny? That's what only thing you're kind of looking at for Family Guy. Whereas Simpsons, you care about a poo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't want crazy shit happen to him, but you watch the convenience store clerk get blown up on Family Guy. Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
You
and on The
worry about
Simpsons
it.
too. On The Simpsons too, like each character has his own voice actor too. Like, Seth MacFarlane's really good and stuff like that. He voices like, I don't know, like 16,000 characters on one show.
They do that.
It
with
is
The
crazy
Simpsons.
as hell for him to like rattle off a scene while
Yeah.
he's doing all the voices.
It's impressive. It's impressive.
It is.
Yeah, but like most of those shows are like that because Dan Castellaneta does a lot of voices. Hank Azaria does a lot of voices. If you look at like Futurama, Billy West and John DiMaggio do a lot of voices.
There's DiMaggio. He's a baseball player.
I said John DiMaggio. I caught myself. He does Bender. So, what about this opening scene in Frankenstein? Let's talk about Frankenstein a little bit before we just go too far off track. We open up the movie with somebody being buried. And it seems like that'd be hot, sweaty work, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've never dug a grave.
I'm sure it's grueling.
Yeah, and in my mind, I'm thinking like after I'm done, I'd want like a glass of water, like a glass of refreshing water, not a fucking pipe and tobacco.
Yeah.
Like this dude gets done sweat, he's sweating, he's unburied this person. He's like, let me have a nice refreshing smoke.
But I will say, Bone, you've never been a smoker, and as a smoker, I could see that though, because after you get done with some bullshit, if you're a smoker, your first thing you want before you even get a glass of water is that fucking cigarette. Calm your nerves.
Yeah, give you some relief. What you just did.
So
Exactly.
you got the guy digging a grave, and he takes a pipe break and he leaves, right?
Yeah.
And apparently Henry Frankenstein, which it's changed from the source material because in the book it's Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And for those of y'all that don't know, the movie's based on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein or the modern day Prometheus because it had a fucking subtitle. But Frankenstein and Fritz are just fucking hanging out, like watching this whole
God
thing.
damn, this dude's taking forever to fucking bury this body. We thought he was going to be done by 7. It's fucking 9 o'clock out here.
Yeah. And then they didn't just steal the body, man. They stole the whole fucking coffin.
They did.
So I'm not touching that nasty shit.
And dude, Frankenstein, like I know he's not supposed to be the villain in the movie, or it's questionable or whatever,
Yeah.
but he's treating Fritz like shit. Like this man very obviously has some kind of physical, limitations.
Yes.
And he's like, get your ass in there and dig this hole, climb up this fucking rope, do this, do that.
Yeah, we were watching the
Go steal
movie,
me a
and
brain.
we're watching the movie, and this man who can climb stuff just fine, and his friend maybe can, tells him to climb that thing and cut that man down. Man had to climb a freaking 4-foot tall pole, and I'm sitting there like, what are you doing? You can do it. Lazy? It's like, what the heck are you doing to him, man? Oh, it's so messed up.
I think that he is just super lazy.
Yeah.
And I think that he also pays that guy with beats as well.
Yeah, probably so.
He seems
Probably
like
so.
he's some hot to do guy.
Yeah.
Seems like he was already rich before he became a doctor or whatever the fuck he is.
Well, once you meet Frankenstein's father, Baron Frankenstein, you can tell he fucking comes from money.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
As Chris pointed out while we were watching the movie, he's like, this dude laughs like he's rich.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
Get my coat. We're going to see my son.
Oh my god, you're so funny, dude.
So they're looking for brains. They cut the body down.
Get a good one too.
Yeah, they cut the body down from the gallows, and Frankenstein's like, ah, shit, his neck's broke. It means the brain's bad, I guess. I don't know like what the neck being broken has to do with the brain being bad. When the brain that you fucking stole was in a jar.
Yeah, no, I mean, unless it just snaps your brain stem. Maybe that's what we're supposed to believe.
That's what I'm
And then
thinking.
with
Like,
that
it got the
being
blood
ruined-
flow. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe, I guess, but so you got fucking Fritz, and I don't know why I thought his name was Igor.
I think that everybody in history thinks his name is Igor, because I was, well, like, where the fuck is Igor?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Fritz?
Yeah, I was shocked on that one too. I was like, wait a minute, I've been wrong all this time. I'm a fucking moron. But there goes Chris pounding on those keys.
It's
What are you
just so
talking about, bro?
funny.
Let's
He's
see.
got them gamer keys.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm
Extra
sorry.
quick
I'm
ones.
sorry. I was trying to look up. Was Igor just like in the books, and it's not in the movies?
I mean, maybe it might be another thing that they changed from Victor to Henry.
Oh. Well, so
to
Igor does exist. He's in Young Frankenstein with Gene Wilder.
Yeah. Mel
Yeah.
Brooks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Parody. Yeah.
Mm.
That's what it is. That's
good,
Igor.
good,
Yeah.
Good job, Mel Brooks.
I was
Yeah.
like, everybody
You
remembers
just
the parody.
Mandela affected us.
Yeah.
Thinking that Igor was the guy's fucking name.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, talking about Victor, or Bill, you mentioned about in the book. Apparently, in the movie, so Henry is Dr. Frankenstein, but his best friend's name is Victor.
Yeah.
So they swapped it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
They're looking for a brain.
yeah, we're looking for Brain, and you got fucking Fritz, like hanging out by this window at the college,
And lucky for them, today's brain day.
right?
Yeah.
And the professor's like, yeah, I'm going to leave these brains out on the table so you can come and get a good look at them. And nobody stopped to look at those fucking brains. When that class is done, everybody got the fuck out.
They don't give a fuck about them brains.
No. And here comes Fritz, man, fucking rambling his way into the building, grabs the jar with the good brain, promptly fucking drops it.
Yeah, fucks it up.
And then takes the abnormal brain. And then Chris pointed this out when he was watching it. Like, Henry Frankenstein didn't read this fucking jar.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how you don't read that, man. It's like, hey, look, the literary side of the thing says abnormal brain. How do you not read that?
I feel
Exactly.
like Fritz probably tore the tag off the jar.
Or at least the first part of that tag.
Yeah,
where it
so just said normal.
They should have shown that. That would be great. It would have made us hate his character even more.
Yeah, so we got the bad brain now. We got Frankenstein being secretive. He's trying to keep everybody away from his business.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he
But the
doesn't.
dad knows, doesn't he? Isn't it the dad that's talking about, like, oh, yes, his experiments have grown from wanting to stop life to back to starting life again.
His dad thinks
with
he's
human bodies or some shit. And
his
he's
dad
just snitching
thinks
out his
he's
whole plan.
Well, his dad thinks he's off screwing around with other women.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, because there's
Yeah.
the scene because like his fiance tries to tell him like, no, he's working on an experiment. He's like, no, this is other women. I tell you, it's other women. I'm gonna.
Yeah,
find
it
out."
was. You're thinking of the doctor, Daniel. I think the doctor
Okay.
was the one. Yeah, that said
thought
you're
that was
creating
the
life,
dad.
whatever. No,
No.
the dad didn't care about any of that. He don't care about screwing around with other women.
His dad thought he was out there whoring.
Yeah,
He's like, leave him alone. He'll come back.
They're trying to court. That's right.
And I like they found this fully functional fucking like tower to do their work in. Like,
Yeah.
how fortuitous.
Yeah, I know, right?
With an open
Built
fucking
by
roof.
Fucking Nikola Tesla and shit.
Yeah. So you get we get the family. They come out. The dad, or not. Was the dad? The dad doesn't come at first, right? It was. Ooh, excuse me. I don't even remember her name now. Anyways, his fiance.
Elizabeth.
Oh, it was Elizabeth, Victor, and then the doctor. They came out to visit first.
They did. Well, they came out to visit and they get slowly denied and stuck in a rainstorm for 10 minutes. Almost a tornado.
Yeah. Then he finally let him in, and he, dude, to be once again, and I don't know if he's supposed to be the hero or not, because Frankenstein's kind of a dick. I said, sit down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a little cocky asshole, is what he is.
Yeah.
It's like very privileged.
Abusive to his help. Abusive to his fucking company. Just
Not
fucking,
abusive to Elizabeth yet.
No. But
it's
he said
somewhere.
Yeah, he said sit down to Victor, and then he talked to Elizabeth, told her to sit down too. He's like, please sit down, So he's like kind of nice to her still.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
He'll start beating the hell out of her before too long.
Probably so.
This movie, like Dracula, didn't have any music.
And it's really off-putting when there's no music or there's no score. We're very spoiled by that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, this one didn't bother me as much as Dracula.
Yeah.
I think that Frankenstein was a better made movie than Dracula. And I'm not talking about like my ratings or anything like that, but just like being made. Like I didn't feel the absence of music as much as I did when I was watching Dracula.
Yeah.
Like I really felt it there. But yeah, it is off-putting not to have it. And I'm looking at my notes here, and I have a note that it says, even though we just talked about this, I thought his name was Igor. So,
like I said, I think we all did.
Frankenstein gives away his whole plan, almost like a villain monologuing.
Yeah.
And he essentially sits there and admits to grave robbing to all these people.
Mm-hmm. Well, fuck, he's done did it now. It's all done at this point, so he's like, hey, here's everything that's happening, and I left this fucking crazed monster in the tower. So let's get married now.
Yeah. And I had always thought that with this movie, when the creature was brought to life, it was just him and what I thought was fucking Igor, but it was just Fritz and Frankenstein. I didn't realize he had a fucking audience. Like, they're there when this happens, and they raise him up, and then he comes back down, and his hand moves, and then you get it's alive, it's alive. Yeah. I know what it feels like to be God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so great. That's like the best scene.
It's one of those iconic quotes. Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because I love Weird Science so much.
With Kelly LeBrock.
Yeah.
Chris, have you seen Weird Science?
I've been wanting to see it. I've never seen it though.
Whenever they create the chick, they show that scene or that little clip.
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah, it's still good. It tracks. No, it doesn't track. My bad. It stands the test of time.
So I get, and I'm sure people have talked about this before, and whatever. We're going to talk about it now. I get that Frankenstein was pieced together. Or not Frankenstein, but the creature was pieced together from various body parts. Because Frankenstein tells that. He's like, this body's never had life. I built this body. I put all the pieces together.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Not a problem. But where did you find somebody with a fucking flat head?
Yeah, I know, right? Like I guess he just like he built the top of the skull piece by piece. But what's wild to me is like it's like yeah, that's cool that the body parts are going to move around, but when you reactivate that brain, the brain is who the fuck it was whenever it died. That's the only part of that just always kind of irked me. You know, the brain is the brain.
Still a criminal brain.
Yeah,
that's true.
Unless he were to build the brain, you know, through different pieces and put them together and wire them back up, or however the fuck that works. He wasn't a stone tower though, so I'll let him slide.
Yeah. So we have Frankenstein being an asshole to Fritz, treating him like shit at every turn. So what does Fritz do when given the opportunity? He turns into a fucking asshole towards the creature.
Yeah.
Instead of being sympathetic, being like, man, I know what it's like to be kicked around. He's like, nope, let me get this torch and shove this in your fucking face.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you don't like that? Here, look at it closer.
Yeah, let me wave it around. And then Frankenstein tells him to fucking stop and leaves, and he just keeps on. He's just like, yeah, I know he said stop, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
The waving, the making this thing freak out's way funner.
Yeah. This giant fucking humanoid that's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, until he gets his fucking hands on him.
Yeah, he ends up regretting it real fast.
Yeah, he's like, oh, wait, why did we make him so big and strong?
And not only they had that fucking whip. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
He's
he
like,
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that was pretty brutal. I felt really bad. Yeah, I felt really bad for the monster in this movie. He is sort of evil, but not fully. Like he's really misunderstood more than anything. He doesn't know what's going on really. You know?
Yeah.
I felt real bad for him.
You know,
because everything that happens is not really his fault technically.
Well, I don't know about that. Because
he does try to kill that little girl.
Well, he doesn't just kill Fritz.
No, he doesn't know about the little girl. Like the little girl scene, that was like he thought she could float too.
Yeah, but look at Fritz.
Yeah.
Like Fritz, he fucking hung.
Well, he deserved it though. He deserved it.
But it's still, you're saying it wasn't his fault. That wasn't an accidental killing. That was thought out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he deserved it though. I mean, he was abusing the guy. You know?
Oh no, I didn't say he didn't.
Yeah.
Did you see the little hat that Frankenstein's father was wearing when you're first introduced to him? It's like that little round hat with a tassel on it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think Daniel should wear a hat like that.
Nah, I don't. It's weird, man. I don't understand how those hats, came popular. They're very odd.
Well, it might be just for barons.
I mean, maybe so. I've never been a baron, so I don't know.
So, the movie is only, and normally I call out the time. I don't know why I didn't call it the runtime beforehand. But the movie's
like what, an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes?
It's like 70 minutes long. So everything's happening pretty quickly in this movie.
Yeah,
so
it's moving along.
You go from it's alive to let's kill it like that.
Oh yeah, immediately.
Yeah.
Like I've done it. It's done. Now I'm ready to get married. Let's do that. And then, oh shit. Okay, hold on. Okay, I guess I gotta take care of this real quick. Let's kill it, and only I can kill it.
Mm-hmm.
So the father and Elizabeth come to visit Frankenstein at his tower or whatever, and they finally take him home, and they leave the doctor to destroy the creature.
Yeah.
Which doesn't go the way they had hoped. The creature ends up killing the doctor, ends up strangling him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I think goes back to like, I know the idea is the creature's misunderstood, but he's not just, like I said, accidentally killing people, man. He's strangling people and he's hanging them.
Yeah.
The only death that I think could be classified as an accident is the little girl.
Yeah. Well, I think it's self-defense in every way imaginable, though, They try to murder him after they brought him back to life, which he didn't ask for. I'm in full defense of the monster here. I'm gonna call him Bob. Okay, that's my name for him. Bob was doing his own thing, man, and he just was in the grave. They brought him back to life when he didn't want, and now he's just trying to fight for his own defense. You know, that's what I think. I think he's the victim in this situation through and through.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that, yeah, a lot of these killings are, Igor or fucking Fritz or whatever is coming after him, being a dickhead, and he gets rid of him. Yeah, he gets a little aggressive and whatever. So, yeah, it seems like he could be scared in a lot of these kills, and it could be a self-defense type thing, but he also is a mindless, strong creature, and he's a day old. So he's scared, confused, strong as hell. It's like a puppy running around. Not saying none of it's his fault, but it's just all of it is fucking Henry Frankenstein's fault.
Yeah, it's his fault.
That should be getting all of this the time. He should be going to jail. He takes the easy way out.
I get what y'all are saying, but they didn't put the brain of a child in him.
Yeah, they put an abnormal, like, psychopath brain in him, didn't they?
So,
what did it say? Abnormal? Or did it say...
Abnormal.
Okay, I thought it was, like, criminal. Or that might be Young Frankenstein, too, right?
No, I think it was it was the criminal brain.
Well, yeah, it said abnormal on the side, but then the doctor said when they were talking, when Henry didn't know yet, he thought Fritz had grabbed the correct sane brain. He told... the doctor told him that it was actually a criminal brain.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it was a criminal brain.
Mm-hmm. It was.
So, like, I get the point of view that, it's a scared, mindless creature, except that it's not. It's a creature with a fully developed brain from a criminal who had a concept of right and wrong. And I know I'm probably digging too deep into it, for a movie that's 70 minutes long.
Well, no, and that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying a second ago, where it's like it's bullshit because he would become whoever the fuck he was.
Yeah.
But that's not how they wrote it in the movie. That's what I was saying a second ago. Once he added a couple different shoulder blades to the motherfucker, now it's a whole new thing. So now, with it being a whole new thing, it's not an old criminal. It's not whoever it was, but it is an abnormal brain where it's not gonna. Because think about what the fuck would have happened if he'd have fucking got a good brain?
Oh,
It'd be crazy to think about. If he got the good brain, if he would have just straight up made a person. Yeah. And they were like, what the fuck, man? You couldn't think of anything better for these fucking neck bolts?
Yeah.
What's this flat head bullshit up here? I'm not gonna get any women like this, dude.
Right. Maybe fucking ugly, dude. Maybe he could have done a better job.
Good brain on this fucking grotesque body?
That's what I'm saying.
Come here while I strangle you.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude.
Every time, and I don't know if Chris will get this, but Daniel, you will. When I hear the name Fritz, or I think about the character Fritz, I start thinking about Fitz and the Tantrums.
Yeah, it's always that or like Fitzgerald.
Yeah,
that one went over my head.
Pop in my head.
I have no idea.
I'm just like, I need to go listen to Money.
Tantrums is a band.
I need to go listen to Money Grabber.
And then there's a Fitzgerald thing. Some kind of crash.
The set for the village looks pretty nice.
It does.
There was a set problem later on in the movie, and I'll let Chris call that out because he was freaking out during the movie while we were watching it. But so Frankenstein's come back to the village. The village apparently celebrates the ground that the Frankensteins walk on. I'm guessing that Baron Frankenstein's very benevolent with his people, and they're gonna have this big wedding. Yeah. And apparently, like, Baron Frankenstein has supplied beer for everybody.
Oh, yeah. Open bar, for sure.
Yeah, so while they're having this fucking party, we get this scene with the little girl, which is one of the more memorable scenes from the movie. It's one of the scenes, like, everybody knows about. That and, like, It's Alive. I think there's three scenes that everybody knew about. I think it's Alive, the little girl, and then them burning down the windmill at the end of the movie. I think those, with the angry mob. But he goes, this little girl's at her cabin or her house with her dad and has the most well-behaved cat ever in her arms. 'Cause I don't know if y'all ever tried to hold a cat, but they just do whatever the fuck they want, and if they don't want to be held, they ain't having none of it.
It depends on the color of the cat too, though.
The color.
Depends on the color. Yeah, like orange cats are universally known for being really the most calm cats. But if you get like a different color cat, any cat other than orange, those cats are crazy, man. They're crazy.
Yet in cartoons, it's orange cats that are the fucking party animals and stuff. Heathcliff.
Oh yeah, those are the alley
Garfield.
cats you want to hang out with.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about any cartoon cats, but in real life, it's totally different. It's totally different. I've owned a couple orange cats, and I'm telling you, they're super nice. They're so chill.
But you are right, Bone. The cats do, do whatever they want. That little fucking kitten that she was fucking looked like she was killing. Speaking of cartoons, there was a cartoon, and it was like Animaniacs, I think. And it's the one with the little girl with the cat that she's choking the fuck out of, and she's like, "Oh, I love it, and I want to kiss it and all that forever and ever, whatever the hell it is."
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what it reminded me of, because it looked like she was like about to kill that little fucking thing, but it was just chilling. It was just hanging out. Like, man, my agent better got me paid for this shit.
So,
no more little girl gigs.
She's like, the little girl's like, "Daddy, won't you stay and play with me?" And he's like, "No, I got to run into town and get drunk with everybody. There's free beer. Didn't you hear?"
Yeah,
that's right.
And
you
so, need to go to bed so Daddy can go to the party.
Right. So he leaves, and it's just her, and then Frankenstein's monster, the creature, immediately shows up, and she's the first person that's been nice to him. That hasn't fucking poked him in the face with a burning torch.
Yeah, I know, right?
He ends up killing her.
Yeah, so they're playing a game, and I've never played this game. It doesn't look like a very fun game to me, but the creature's taken by it. Like, they're just throwing fucking flowers she's like, "I can make a boat." And she throws a whole fucking flower into the water. Like, you didn't really make a boat. You just threw a flower in the water.
Bone is sitting there like, what kind of fucking game is that?
Yeah.
GTA 5 is so much better than throw a flower in lake.
Right.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
And then they
Get
run
a
out.
PlayStation 4.
Right.
Yeah, man. You don't have electricity? You're peasants.
They fucking run out of flowers. So he just picks her up and chucks her in the fucking water.
Yeah.
Well,
I
got a question. By this age, why can't she swim yet? Like, their father not teach her how to swim?
Daniel can't swim, and he's very sensitive about it.
I can't swim very well, but I didn't grow up beside a lake in 1931.
That's what I'm saying. She
Literally,
never got in the
only
water.
thing to do is to swim in the lake that's by your house.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
That and play with the cat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like, come on, man. You can't not swim.
She's probably thrown that cat into the pond.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. She has.
I think so too.
That's why the cat was being behaved. It was just beaten to submission.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna sit there. That's right. That's right.
It's like, you're gonna behave, or I'm gonna throw you back into the pond, you little bastard.
Oh my god, dude.
Sometimes that's how you got to be with them.
That's right. They give him ultimatum.
So the little girl gets chucked into the lake or the pond, whatever you want to call it. I don't like know how big it has to be considered a lake as opposed to a pond. It's a question for another day, I guess. But anyways, he chucks her in the water, and then we cut back to the village, which is celebrating this wedding. The wedding hasn't even happened yet.
I guess they've all been waiting for 6 months for him to build this fucking zombie body. It seems like they were waiting for that moment. Like, he was in his goddamn wedding tux when he was building fucking Frankenstein and shit. You know, because it seems like that's just like, it's done. All right, let's get this bullshit out of the way.
Yeah.
And they immediately jump into this huge celebration of the wedding.
She's Elizabeth is scared. She wants to speak to Frankenstein first, to Henry first, before the wedding and everything. And they hear a noise, and they go off searching for the monster, or the creature. And the creature comes into Elizabeth's bedroom, and you think like she's about to get it, but they come back in time to save her. But then we get what, to me, it was a really good scene. You got the whole fucking village partying and everything, and then you got this guy walking in with his daughter's body.
Yeah, yes.
Oh yeah, that was yeah,
very moving. Like,
that was like sad. That was really sad. And then like how each person just reacted in their own way. The dancer stopped dancing, people stopped singing. You know, like each individual section just stopped in motion. You know, it was really sad. And the father's face was very distraught too. It was like that was heartbreaking.
And the little girl looked dead.
Oh yeah,
like a dead body that guy was carrying, and he was carrying.
Yeah.
This is 31, so
yeah.
Like, hey, don't move.
Yeah,
but, yeah. So that was good.
Don't move, or you don't get your beats.
And, yeah, exactly. But it's funny because it was surprising too, because like they don't kill kids in a lot of movies. They don't really fuck with kids. So
not
whenever
anymore.
It's like, oh shit, for real. Like even just seeing the dead body as he walked through the village was like I said, was really effective.
It was.
Mm-hmm. And the crowd goes from being jovial and celebrating and getting drunk to getting drunk and forming into a mob.
Yeah.
Like
the better of the two choices when you're drunk with a crowd.
Yeah. We're not gonna stop. We're not gonna stop getting drunk. That's important. We need.
But now we're angry.
Yeah, we need this liquid courage when we go chase down this 7-foot humanoid.
Yeah.
That's, already hung one dude up, strangled another, threw a fucking girl into the lake.
Mm-hmm.
So, now they got these dogs to chase them down. These dogs don't do jack shit.
They really don't. And I will say though, the mayor of that town, he had a good motivational speech though. He got them riled up to go get that thing, man. It was great.
Man, they were all like 30 beers in. It didn't take much.
Yeah, I mean, true.
No one ruins weddings around this town.
Yeah.
That's right. It only happens once every 10 years.
That's what they were mad about. They weren't mad that the little girl died. They were mad that their drinking got interrupted.
Yeah, man.
For 6 months for this shit to happen.
Right?
Yeah, dude.
You don't know. Oh my God. I just remembered. I didn't put this in my notes, but it was a little scene I caught when we were watching it preparing for tonight. Chris, did you catch the fucking scene where he's like, hey, this, Baron Frankenstein's like, yeah, this is my grandfather's wine. We were saving it, blah, blah, blah. And he pours glasses for everybody. And then he's like, looks over to servants and he's like,
oh, yeah.
He's like, this is wasted on them. Just get them some champagne.
Yeah. And then he pours them each a little glass and they can only sip it for like 3 seconds. I'm like, one sip, like, get back to work. Get back to work. They don't get to enjoy a full glass too. They get the cheap shit and they get treated like shit, man. Oh my God. That was great. I did see that. I remember that scene. I remember it. Yeah. That was great.
So, angry mob, bunch of torches, dogs that can't track worth shit. They go off into the countryside, and we get the backdrop. And I'll let Chris.
Oh man, the backdrop. Okay, dude, the backdrop would have been okay, and it was okay in some scenes until you get to a scene where there's lines in the backdrop where you can clearly tell it's a curtain. And I'm like, this is ruining the experience for me because it's fake as hell.
It was wrinkled.
Yeah.
Funny, I didn't even fucking catch that shit.
Yeah, it was wrinkled. I was like, come on. You could have ironed the curtain or something, man.
Yeah, we're sitting there watching it. Chris is like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I was like, dude, come on, man. I mean, wait, the Wizard of Oz did better than this. Come on.
So they're chasing Frankenstein through the countryside across these these obviously fake backdrops. Henry, I wouldn't say Victor again. Damn you for changing the name. Henry goes off on his own.
What was the name in fucking Young Frankenstein? Was it Victor?
I've never seen Young Frankenstein, to be honest.
What? No way.
I don't think so either.
I will find out. Give me a second. So Gene Wilder played in that movie. He played Frederick Frankenstein, and Mel Brooks was in the movie too. He played Victor.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who played Dark Helmet?
Rick
In that movie?
Moranis. I know the answer to that. You don't have to look that up, Chris.
Yeah, me too.
No, I'm just looking at the cast of that movie.
He's talking about Spaceballs now.
Yeah, I was just making.
Oh,
joke
dude,
about it.
Spaceballs is great.
It
I love
is.
Spaceballs. So good.
My Schwartz is bigger than yours.
That's right, dude. Freaking Vader's helmet's the size of the moon. Great.
Yeah, Henry goes off in a different direction for some reason. Like
Yeah.
he breaks away from the crowd.
Yeah.
Him and
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's crazy. It's the same thing I was gonna say is that he's like, I'm the one that has to take him down. Mm-hmm. And it's like, dude, they're about to burn this whole fucking place down. You can just let it go. Why the fuck are you even going up there? You're gonna try to convince him to change his ways?
Well,
It's just that control. It's that power.
Well,
shit,
he gets
man.
he
gave
gets
him life.
drugged
He
into the
wants to
windmill.
take it away from him.
well, about that scene though, he tells people to follow him because he went that way and not the way they were going originally. So he didn't know he was up there until he's hiding behind the rock and he got surprised by him. And then he couldn't fight him because he was like 6,000 feet tall, obviously. So,
That's
and yeah,
true.
And then you hear him. They're like, "Wait a minute! What's that noise?
yeah.
It's Henry! Release the
Yeah.
dogs!"
Which I don't know how they
yeah,
knew it
that's
was
right.
him. How did they know about the one screen that was him? Because it could have been anybody though. Like I don't understand that either. I mean, I guess they were all together, I suppose, but still, I don't know.
I don't know. I guess you just always got to assume it's the Baron or his son.
Yeah,
It's like, oh shit, the beer providers are in trouble.
that's right. Do they haven't had
Yes.
anything happen in this town for 6 millennia? And they're like, oh, shit, something's actually happening. Damn.
Yeah. So we have the fight between the creature and Henry, and the creature obviously wins because
Yeah.
the only person that Henry was beaten up successfully was Fritz, and Fritz is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fritz has gone the way
it
of the
was
dodo.
an easy target.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he takes Henry into the windmill and he's dragging him up these fucking stairs. And you got the fucking mob around him, you know, with their fucking pitchforks and torches and everything. And they start fighting some more, and the creature just grabs Frankenstein and chucks him.
Yep.
And Henry gets so lucky and he hits the blade of the windmill.
Yep.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he
Yup.
was done for.
He was. Yeah, he was going to be a splat. He'd be a pancake. I will say though, the creature also got lucky before even that scene. Right before that scene where he walked into the windmill tower initially, the door closed and the board hit the lock on the door, and so they couldn't get in there with him to kill him. Like he got so lucky about that too. I mean, I suppose a little bit unlucky, but you know, yeah, he got lucky with that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Did you catch that scene, Daniel?
Yeah, it's funny because, like I said, I watched this like a month and a half ago, so a little bit of it is still a little blurry. Like I had the whole end
Yeah.
fucked up a second ago.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Frankenstein, the remake, the one with Daniel Radcliffe in it.
What was that called?
Wasn't this Frankenstein?
It was like Frankenstein or something. I can't remember.
I don't know.
I was just making a joke.
Let me find out for you.
It's also got James McAvoy in it. I forgot. It's felt.
It does.
it's
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
called Victor Frankenstein or something.
I think it's called Victor Frankenstein.
It is. Yeah.
I forgot about that movie because what I kept thinking about was the remake with Robert De Niro.
Yeah,
Robert De
that's-
Niro?
Yeah, he's acting like a remake, like new remake. This fucking shit was in like fucking what 91.
Oh,
that-
I wasn't even born yet.
We were not born for this.
It was after Dracula had came out, after they did the remake of Dracula.
Yeah, no, it's probably like
Oh,
95.
And it's like
94.
it's like
94.
Kenneth. What's that guy's name? Kenneth Bragg.
Kenneth-
Bragnan.
Brandna? Yeah, I see it.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had directed it, and then he played like Victor Frankenstein, and Robert De Niro played the creature. And it was supposed to be closer to the book.
Yeah. It also had Helena Bonham Carter from like Harry Potter. She was in there too.
Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
Tim Burton's wife.
Tim Burton's old lady.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm surprised that she was in a movie that didn't have Tim Burton involved.
Yeah.
I know.
Nah, I'm kidding. She did Fight Club. and she did the Harry
Fight
Potter
Club's
movies.
so fucking good.
It is.
It is.
So Henry gets thrown out of the fucking windmill, hits the blade on his way down, falls to the ground, and you're like, oh shit, he might be dead. But you can hear the crowd mumbling, like, oh no, thankfully he's alive.
Yeah, it's
And you're like,
Which is already bullshit. It's bullshit. He's alive. That man should have been dead. Like even from that fall, he hit that windmill so hard, his ribs should be shattered. Like that. It's the part of the story. I get it. But like, he should be dead, man. Like so dead.
Yep. And you know, it's a short movie, and we've talked about the entire plot at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like
it definitely is a short one.
It's not our.
Shorter than I thought it was gonna be.
I'll tell you though, that ending is bullshit. I hated the ending of that movie, dude. I wanted a more climactic ending, but it's just the freaking rich father getting the wine from the grandmother. The servants bringing, and they're like, "Hey, we should give him this wine to make him feel better." And the father walked into the wine, then walked back out. Oh, he doesn't deserve this, and the movie just cuts there. And I'm like, what was that ending? Like, give me something with.
All ended back in the day, dude. It's crazy.
I'm like, what is that ending? Yeah, so the end, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't cut it at the burning windmill. I figured that's when they were about to cut the shit. I figured that would be like the.
Was it on a cliffhanger? Yeah. We don't know if he actually died or not.
Yeah,
you didn't.
That little piece was like an after credit scene for Frankenstein, but it was just a before blackness scene.
Yeah, we this is what is this, like our 6th or 7th black and white movie?
Something like that.
We did Tarantula, Them, The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah. Invisible Man.
Invisible Man.
Frankenstein, Dracula.
Frankenstein, Dracula.
Village of the Damned.
Village of the Damned. Yeah, so it's
Toxic
like our
Avenger.
Toxic Avenger was black and white. Jackass.
Talking about the Invisible Man. Have you guys ever seen the remake of that movie?
The one where it's the suit.
Yeah, the newest one that just came out. It's so good. Dude, have you ever seen it?
No, I haven't. I heard it was good. I just haven't.
Oh, you gotta watch it. It's so good. They did it really good justice.
What we should do, we should cover that movie at some point, Daniel, just because the original Invisible Man episode is one of our more popular episodes for some reason.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
I don't know why.
That's great.
But it was.
Hey, it's a good character,
strange,
man.
Right?
Do what?
I was just saying it is strange, just like a random episode is, our most streamed or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's not like, fucking the final chapter or something,
Nope. It's just a fucking Invisible Man, but it's apparently found an audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are like, let me listen to an Invisible Man episode again. Daniel's voice is so smooth and sexy.
There you go, dude.
And there's another guy that's with him, but who cares?
Hey, you got me in here now. We're about to get all the views on this episode right here, baby. Oh, I can't wait. It'll be great.
It's not, as short as this movie was, this still isn't our shortest podcast episode, because I think Village of the Damned was our shortest one, wasn't it? Because we had a hard time with it. We had like 45 minutes on that one, and I had to leave.
Oh, there was. Yeah, okay, then I guess that was it. Where we kind of had to, stay strictly business.
Mm-hmm.
And we were both excited about that one, so we went through it pretty quick.
Yeah, that was it. So I guess we can talk a little bit. Chris, this is your first episode here with us, and this is kind of like a trial run for you. We'll see how you do. If you don't
probation,
you don't quit creaking that chair, you're out. Go ahead and tell you,
bro. It's not my chair, bro. I can't help nothing with that. The chair is the chair, man. I can't. I can't do nothing about it.
You gotta be still. Daniel's a perfectionist.
Oh, is he? Is that right?
Look at him. He's biting his lower lip right now because he's so mad because that chair's creaking.
Oh, is he? Is he?
Yep.
I can't help it. The software's so sensitive.
I mean, last time I went to Mississippi, I went and saw Daniel. And he slapped me in the face because of a bad edit I made.
Oh, is that right?
I mean, he deserved it. I mean, it was a bad edit. He's trying to make me out like to be a bad guy, but I mean, come on, it's a bad edit.
Yeah. Chris, so
yes,
have you seen Them?
Them, what is that?
It's about giant ants.
I have not.
You should watch it. It was good.
It really is very, very good. It was very interesting.
Have you seen Village of the Damned?
I have not.
You should watch it. It was good.
Yeah, don't get me started on that one. That one was fucking awesome.
I think those were our top two. I think we had them
Yeah,
flipped.
Village of the Damned is really fucking good.
I'm not saying you should go watch all the black and white movies that we watched, but I am saying that you should go watch Village of the Damned and them, for sure.
A lot of people have trouble going back to the black and whites just because it is such a change and it is so old. And I get it. I don't blame people for that at all. You know what I mean? But if you can look past that, there's still some gems out there. But it's funny because I say that, but a buddy of mine, whenever we were on the boats, I walked in a couple times. He's like kicked back watching like silent movies. And
I couldn't watch those. I cannot watch those.
Are you watching a fucking silent movie right now? He was like, yeah, they're fucking great. And this kid's like, not kid, this dude is like 30 years old. So he's kind of young to be watching fucking silent movie. I'm not talking about a 70-year-old man here.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm talking about like, you know, cats younger than I am and enjoying it. And I'm sure they're enjoyable, but it's just I can't go that far back just yet.
No, at some point I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch Nosferatu.
Yeah. I mean, I can see myself doing that. And that might be the break-in to it, because Nosferatu was a silent movie, right?
Yeah. I mean, and, you know, and I guess, my thinking is, too, what's the difference between watching a silent movie and watching a movie in a foreign language that you don't speak or understand?
I mean,
there's some type of audio, like something I can like hear and relate to.
Well, the silent movies I think have music in them.
Yeah.
Why is it silent?
There's no talking.
There's no talking.
You have to read like the words.
Yeah. The scene will happen. And
Yeah.
it'll be like, and then it'll go to black and it'll have a text of like, hey, stop throwing things at me.
Yeah.
Or whatever the scene is.
Wait, didn't Charlie Chaplin do a lot of silent movies?
Yeah. I think that he did silent film.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind watching him. He's pretty good at that kind of thing for sure. Would not mind watching his stuff at all. I'd be down for that. I wish they would. I think it'd be cool if I don't know if they ever do it one day to remaster this movie in color. I don't know if they could ever do that or not, but that'd be cool.
I don't think you should, because I was actually, talking about black and white. I know you've seen it, Daniel. The Mist.
Yeah.
They got they released the steelbook version recently, and I've thought about picking it up because it has the black and white version on it, and I bet that movie looks better in black and white.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is whenever you were like, I'm not sure, because some of these black and white films, because they were shot in black and white, they would have to do their makeup and their colors would have to be a little off for it to come through in black and white. So if you were to just flip it to colors, some shit would be weird. Even if it was like the women's makeup, they might be, way paler or way more blush than they normally would, to where it would come through in the black and white film. So I'm sure some of it might look a little funky. Like Frankenstein might be some, weird looking color that's not all that scary. Looks kind of goofy type shit, So you never know. But if they were to go in and make the colors look good whenever they remastered it, that'd be different.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Just flip it to what it was back then. You never know. But that might be just me talking out of my ass.
Because, I mean, I would imagine like a movie like such as like Wizard of Oz came out in black and white originally, and then they remastered it in color, they released it in color. So like, and that movie was great. I mean, it's so colorful, I imagine they could do probably something similar to Frankenstein. But with Frankenstein being, I guess, more of a horror movie than kind of an adventure movie like Wizard of Oz, maybe the black and white is better for its kind of genre.
Which the Wizard of Oz, that's how it was made originally. That was a big thing about it, is that it started off in black and white, and the adventure world was all color. So that was made.
True. That's true. That's true.
Was that the first color movie?
I don't know. I'll find out.
We're gonna look it up. Chris is gonna look it up.
It did something for the first time.
Chris needs to use. You're going to learn how to use your cell phone to look things up. Instead of pounding those keys.
Well, I do actually have this keyboard right here. This is a lot quieter keyboard. So, Oh God. The first natural color movie was A Visit to the Seaside in 1908. Actually.
1908. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was special about?
It was only an 8-minute short movie though. 8 minutes. So, let's see.
Full-length feature presentation.
Yeah.
See if that might be it.
Full length. Okay, here we go. Nope. It was The World, the Flesh, and the Devil, produced in 1914.
That sounds insane.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
So the devil did bring color into entertainment.
Apparently.
The Christians were right.
We gotta watch that. Let's see.
What the fuck was so special about The Wizard of Oz? Something was special about it. Now I'm like starting to slowly hate it whenever I've always loved it.
I don't know. Was it Technicolor?
Oh, no, that you're thinking about that Dreamcoat.
Oh. Well, that was fucking Ted Turner that went through and started remastering movies in Technicolor also.
Yeah. It'd be funny if he was Googling right now, like, what made Wizard of Oz so goddamn special?
Dude, I actually am. What was special about Wizard of Oz? I said, it says use of Technicolor, fantasy storytelling, musical score, and memorable characters. So I guess Technicolor, so it had, I guess, better overall colors, I suppose, like more saturated colors.
I guess it was super vibrant. And that's
why
it just popped off screen.
Well, it also said it had a musical score.
Like a really good one, yeah. Maybe not the first music score, but
special is just that this is a good movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we ventured way off of the point I was making about the movies. Chris, was that a lot of these black and white movies we watch, they end abruptly.
Yeah,
they do.
I think
do.
them ended with a brief speech about the horrors of the nuclear age, where the guy was like, "Yeah, there was giant ants, but what else could we find?" Roll credits.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's go and prepare for these next 1,000 creature features.
Oh man! I was thinking about this when we watched this fucking movie too. The scene after Henry comes back, and he's resting up and trying to get better. They show him sitting outside on the patio, and Elizabeth is with him, and he's got her sitting on the fucking ground, like lighting his cigarettes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like his servant, I guess, something like that. She's, at that time, I guess,
she's the new Fritz.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the replacement Fritz. That's right. That's right.
She's like, Henry, can I sit down beside? No. You guys sit on the ground. We gotta get that hump in your back.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. I tell you what, though. I mean, it was entertaining. It was such a short movie. Like I actually liked the pace of it though. They did a pretty good job with that. It had a good beginning, middle, and end.
Well, Chris, I didn't tell you this beforehand, but you've listened to the podcast, so hopefully you're prepared. You gotta give this movie a rating out of 5 stars.
Okay. I have listened to some episodes of your podcast for sure. Let's see. So out of 5 stars. Okay. I would probably I really like the pacing of it, and I liked how they did Frankenstein overall in this movie. I'm gonna probably get a 4. Probably 4. I wouldn't say anything higher than that though. I do wish it was a bit longer. Even though I did like the pacing of it, just so it can explain certain aspects of the story overall a bit better. But yeah, I'd give it 4 probably. I think they did a really good job.
All right, Daniel. You're always our toughest critic.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's because my rating system is different. I didn't know I'm a fucking professional rater.
Yeah, you are.
But, I mean, I guess now I am, right?
Yeah.
I'm the Simon of the group. I'll give it a half a star. No, it is funny, though, because coming into this, Frankenstein was my biggest hope. Like, I was like, okay, look, Frankenstein's going to be the big one. Frankenstein's going to steal the show.
Yeah.
You know, and it may still. But I will say that it didn't blow me away like I expected it to, because it was so fast and it went real quick, and it was just like, okay, here's the story, and it kind of just was there. And it's funny because I kind of think about it, and I look back at other films, And I'm like, yeah, man, this was good. This is a good story. It is. I'm not taking anything from it, but to be like one of the greatest all times, horror movies, that had my expectations were super high on it.
Yeah.
But and I still did enjoy it, but I gave it a 2.5.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
He's a tough critic. Tough critic.
To it. I might not
Well,
go back to it much.
Well, it doesn't have much.
I will
yeah.
watch several more times in my life. That movie was fucking great.
I thought we were going to land similarly on our ratings.
Yeah.
But no, we did not.
But Billy, let me guess your rating before you said it. I'm gonna say you're gonna guess a 3.5, probably, aren't you?
That's exactly it.
I knew it.
Yeah, I was gonna say 3.5 for me.
Yeah.
I think kind of like what y'all were saying. It's a brisk movie. It moves along at a brisk pace, and I think that there's times where that pace needs to be slowed down some to let the moments have more weight.
Yeah.
And
I would say,
and we just breeze past it. The closest that we get to having like a moment is when the guy's carrying his daughter into the town after she's been drowned.
Yeah.
Like that's the only time you really see the weight of a death. Like you don't see it with Fritz. Like Fritz gets hung and then they're just kind of like, yeah, fuck it. Let's let's see if we can knock the creature out with this syringe.
Yeah.
When the doctor gets killed, it's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. And then even after it's all said and done, they're right back to fucking partying, and the father's drinking the booze. Oh, hold on, I just gotta. Why did my title not change?
Oh no! I mean, hey, technically that title is still accurate. Technically.
No, you're good, man. So apparently the title of the stream didn't update, so it still says, let's talk about the AV Club Top 40 Villains, which I guess we did talk about briefly with you guys. So it's not 100% inaccurate. But yeah,
we're talking about Frankenstein.
Right.
Yeah, we're talking about Frankenstein.
That's right.
Is he in that top 40?
He is.
I remember you saying that he was somewhere in there, and
I think he's in the mid-range.
So yeah, that covers it.
No, not Gene Wilder, the original Frankenstein, with Boris Karloff.
1931.
Yeah, that one. You remember on, I think it was Invisible Man, whenever they kept like going back and forth, or the hell, that might have been Tarantula. It was one of them where they kept going back and forth between two sets. It was like, okay, they were at this house or in this room for one, and then they'd be someplace else. And then they come right back to this thing. I swear to God, I think that it was Tarantula, maybe. You remember what I'm talking about, Paul? It seemed like they did that a lot in this movie, too, is what I was going to get at. Was where, it's like we're at the Frankenstein's mansion or whatever, and then we're here, in his lab, back at the Frankenstein mansion.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to get the monster from there to there. A bunch of shit happens there. Back to the windmill. It was real flip-floppy like that, where they only had like 3 sets. There was another one we did that was just like that, and there was another one of the older ones.
It might have been Invisible Man, because Invisible Man had the tavern.
Yeah.
Then his house.
A lab.
Yeah,
they all have a lab.
It had the car scene. Dude, the Invisible Man. I was talking to somebody about that the other day, like how when we covered that episode. Because you remember the Invisible Man had all these grand plans for world domination.
Yeah.
But he couldn't go outside if it was raining, if it was foggy, if it was smoggy, or if there was snow on the ground, because like he'd leave footprints.
Yeah.
Or the fog would like mist around his body or whatever. So like this, but this dude had these grand dreams of domination.
I think that the fog would be the creepiest to see an Invisible Man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That would be too ghostly. Water, you could be like, why is this water acting funny? It must be the magnetic pull of the planet.
Let me
dog walking around looking like a person. That'd be freaky.
I'll tell you what though, Billy, in the remake, he has no limitations of that whatsoever. I'll tell you that much right now. It's fucking great. It's so good. You're gonna love that movie. It was really good though.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it.
You got to.
Wait a minute. So he doesn't leave footprints on the ground?
Not in the way. I mean, he can, but not in the way you would think. That in this, if they do it in a different way in this movie, the person. I don't want to spoil too much of the movie, but the person himself doesn't have abilities. That's all I'll say. I'm not gonna say any more than that.
Okay. All right. So 4 stars for Chris, 3.5 stars for me, 2.5 stars for Daniel over there. We thought at one point we were gonna have our first 5-star movie where everybody gave it 5 stars. When we did Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah. This motherfucker over here gave it like 4 stars.
I really like Big Trouble in Little China. That's a great movie too. I love that movie. I've seen it before.
Daniel hates it.
You hate that movie?
No, I gave it fucking 4 stars.
You know
how much I'd have to love something to give it 4 stars?
Yeah, apparently a lot. You gotta be like the god tier movie for you, apparently.
I can't, right? Have you given out 5 stars yet?
No, I don't think so.
I
think
thought
4.5 is the highest I've given.
Yeah, I thought like me and Josh would have been.
That was Halloween and
I think so.
Friday 13th Part 2.
Yeah, I thought when we started this podcast, especially once we started the star ratings, that me and Josh would be a little stingier, especially Josh, because Josh can be negative sometimes. Like if it's something Josh doesn't care for, like Black Phone. We talked about that again.
Hated Black Phone.
He hates
he
Black
hated
Phone.
us at the moment. I think that he hated us at the moment, and we loved it so fucking much and went on about it. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to shit all over this fucking."
We enjoyed it, so he had to hate it.
Yeah, maybe.
You want the newer Black Phone that just came out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only Black Phone that's out.
Oh, I didn't know there's an older remake you guys knew about that. I didn't, but I haven't seen that.
These old bastards is talking about. Have you seen the 1942 Black Phone?
About 1865.
Ethan Hawke looked great in it.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, he just unreasonably hates that movie.
Yeah.
And then he found out they were making a sequel.
Oh, he probably lost his mind.
Which I agree with him. There's no need for a sequel.
Yeah, I don't see why you would need me to make a fucking sequel of that either. Like, it's done.
It's worth it just to hear Josh complain about it, though.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to show up to Sweden and take him to the premiere.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well just, give me like 3 Black Phone sequels now, just so Josh can hate on all of them.
Yeah, I'm looking for a franchise like Saw.
Is it?
Or Final Destination.
It was, well, I know I didn't offer much for that episode, but it was just so entertaining listening to him rant and rave about it.
I know, right?
I couldn't even defend the movie.
Dude, I might change my rating on this movie just a little bit, down to 3.5. I just keep thinking about that curtain in the background with the wrinkles. It just kills the vibe for me, man. That's gonna be 3.5. It's like Billy's. It's gonna have to be.
Rewrite it down, Billy.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be.
I don't write down y'all's ratings. I only write down mine, and then I forget to put them on Letterboxd.
Scratch my ratings into your desk.
No, I scratched them into my heart.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the heart. That's right.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going 3.5. That has to be.
I'm saving I'm saving your first 5-star rating for like right above my nipple.
Oh, there you go. He's gonna get a tattoo of it, just right above the heart. Wait, what was the production budget of this movie again? How much was the budget?
$262,000.
Oh, no, they could have got an iron to the curtain. They could have. Nah, $5 iron. No, they could have done it.
Or a steamer.
Yeah, something, man. I'm telling you, dude. It killed it. They killed that scene for me.
So do you have enough room for Black Phone 2, or are you just going to put BP2?
BP2.
5 stars.
Hey, so we got a question in the chat, Daniel, is actually directed at you.
Oh, wait, shit, really?
Yeah, they want to know what a 5-star movie is for you.
A 5-star movie is?
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be hard. Just what's a 5-star? What's a movie you'd give 5?
Man. I mean, I guess it will be a little bit of a spoiler because I know for a fact that I'll be given The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. 5 stars.
Oh, that's
that'll
good.
be if we do the shit, it'll be my first 5-star movie on this podcast.
I would love to talk about that movie. That's so great.
That's a good one. I think that's going to be a holy grail one, though. I think that, there's no question that one's got to be done.
Yeah.
You guys ever see the remake?
But now it's it's not a remake, it's a prequel.
Oh, sorry. Prequel.
The original is actually a remake of an older movie, The Thing from Another World.
That's right.
Now I feel like we just need to push The Thing as far back as possible just to see how close another movie can get to 5 stars from you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be doing Halloween Resurrection before too long, so that's another 4.5. Look, man, I was at work a couple weeks ago, and obviously it's October, and AMC is just playing nothing but horror movies. They're doing like Halloween blocks, Nightmare on Elm Street blocks, things like that. And I came down off watch, and I was coming down real quick just to get a little quick something to eat or something like that before I went to bed. And when I come down, it's Resurrection, and it's the Busta Rhymes fighting scene. And it's funny because, since we've been doing this, I've been avoiding watching movies that are going to be coming up. Because some of them I don't really want to watch again, or I'm not excited about rewatching for the podcast to freshen up. And I know that some of them are probably going to be the very last time I watch it. Or the second to last time I ever watched the movie ever. But anyway, when I did have to stop, though, and I was like, look at this fucking stupid shit.
When we get to Resurrection, that'll be the first time I've seen that movie.
Ever?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God. So have you seen clips?
I've seen clips, but I didn't watch it out of principle.
Oh yeah, dude, it's bad, man. It's bad, and it's funny because Curse of Michael Myers, H2O, these movies came out prime time for me. I was 13 years old, 11 years old, 13 years old, 15 years old, something like that, and I was just coming into just really watching all these horror movies and rediscovering my love for horror movies, but because Richard and Michael, they watched all kinds of shit, and a lot of it was horror movies. And I'm really young watching them too. But once they were gone or whatever, doing their own thing, and we really wasn't watching movies like that. We were getting into other shit, hanging out with friends' houses and stuff like that, whatever. Knocking back a couple brews and things like that. I eventually got back around to wanting to see movies that I haven't seen. In that time, those movies came out. So those hold a special place nostalgia-wise. But I can still sit there and tell you, Curse of Michael Myers is pretty goddamn silly. The mask is fucked, whatever. But it's still one of those guilty pleasure movies for me.
When you watch Curse of Michael Myers, which version do you watch?
I don't know.
There's the theatrical version, then there's an unrated producer's cut.
I probably watched the theatrical version.
Yeah.
Bear's like, you peasant, man. You haven't watched the unrated producer's cut?
It's you didn't listen to the commentary?
I think it changes the ending and something else.
Dang. Wow. Changes the entire ending.
Yeah.
So wait, I gotta. What's one of your 5-star movies, Billy? Since we're talking about that, what's a
Big Trouble in Little China? Who was a 5-star movie?
Okay.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre was a 5-star movie.
The Rage.
That's true.
Pet Sematary 2. Give me Edward Furlong every day.
You didn't like Pet Cemetery Bloodwines?
No, that movie was bad.
Wasn't it Carrie 2, The Rage?
Yeah.
Or was it The Rage, Carrie 2?
Oh, it was something like that. I don't know which way the titles went.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had some 5-star movies on this podcast. So does Josh.
Yeah.
The only person that hasn't is Daniel. And oh God, earlier when Chris said something to you and you had acted shocked, for whatever reason it reminded me of Razor Blade Suitcase.
Yeah. No, I think that was whenever he said that he was born in 1998.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
Which coincidentally is whenever Razor Blade Suitcase came out.
Is it really? Hey, it's meant to be. No, it's meant to be. Oh,
I mean,
okay.
hell, it may be. I think that was like 97 or some shit, though. But it may have very well been 1998. You never know.
What's
Chris is about to find out.
I got my quiet keyboard. Let's see. It came out in 1996.
1996.
Wait, is this a band?
The band is Bush.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. It says 1996. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of our earlier
1996.
episodes we did when we were still doing topics, which I don't mind, but we did the topic was favorite sophomore album. And Daniel said Razor Blade Suitcase, and then when Daniel said it, Josh just started laughing at him like an asshole.
Yeah, he thought that I was joking, and that's why I was like telling him, like, I'm not talking about like the best what we think the best in the fucking world is, but one that affects us when we listen to it and we enjoy it. And I happen to really like that album. Josh couldn't wrap his head around it.
Oh my gosh.
It was the early days of the podcast.
Yeah.
When I still edited. I'd go through and I used to go through every episode and I would look for the things where we would go or or we had like,
just delete them.
Yeah, or we had gaps. And then I was like, man, I'm spending
A lot of time.
Yeah, because like me and Daniel will record, and if it's an hour and 10 minutes, it's an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But there's no such thing as an hour and 10-minute podcast with Josh. Josh likes the longer podcasts, and so we always break off on tangents and talk about other things, which is fine because I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
But I don't enjoy editing it because like if we record for 3 hours, it essentially takes me 6 hours to clean it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
It takes a while.
So instead of doing all that editing and cleaning up, I just quit doing it. But we've gotten better about.
They get what they get, man.
Yeah, and we've gotten better about some of our bad habits. And that's why I told you before, and I told Chris before we went live with this to if he needed to pause or anything like that to use the hand sign. That way I could
Hold on, we can pause. I've took 2 shits in my pants since we started because I thought we weren't supposed to pause anymore.
Well.
I'll tell you though. I'll tell you real quick. Just my 5-star movie that I think my 5-star either has to be Inception, with Leonardo DiCaprio, or Hacksaw Ridge with Andrew Garfield.
I've never seen Hacksaw Ridge.
It's great.
I've been curious about watching it, but I've never seen it.
It's fantastic.
Now we need Josh on here.
Why?
Because we also had a topic one time about overrated stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Josh's was the movie Inception.
Nah, stop. Get him out of here, man. No, that movie's great. Overrated?
Remember when he went on that long tangent about that? He was talking about Inception and just how people that say they like Inception are just people that are trying to appear smarter than what they really are.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Nah, all right. Well, I got to talk to him later about that. That movie's great. That movie's so good. It does have a ambiguous ending though.
I wish he was here now, just so they could go at it about the movie. That'd be great.
Oh, we'll talk to him later about it.
Inception was interesting. It was a different.
It was
movie.
good.
I like different movies.
I enjoyed Inception.
I like shit that's different. Just like
yeah.
I love Memento. A lot of people, be like, "Oh, it just seemed like a movie that's trying too hard to be different." But I like
Memento was good.
Yeah,
I never seen Memento. I need to watch that movie too.
it's very good.
Yep.
There's a guy that I'm working with right now whose name is John G. Ain't that funny? That's whenever I showed the tattoo I have where it was like John G killed your wife. Kill John G. Then I found his license plate on his truck and I've tattooed that. Fact number 7.
I mean, it's really hard to say that a Christopher Nolan movie is an overrated movie. That movie's not overrated. I'm sorry, it's not. It's no way.
You can give The Dark Knight 5 stars, wouldn't you, Daniel?
That might be one that I'd give 5 stars to. Like, cause I know some people are like, superhero movies can't be this, can't be that, or whatever, you know. But like, if it's a movie that I can fucking watch 1,000,000 times, and I love it every time, and I'm not ever bored from it, or if I'm walking through the fucking room and the Dark Knight's on, it's gonna stop me in my tracks for 20 fucking minutes. That's a fucking 5-star movie. You know what I mean?
He's on his way to take a shit and he shits himself for the third time.
Exactly, right?
Just has to stop. He's set in stone. Yeah. I mean, the thing that makes that movie is Heath Ledger's performance. I mean, it's fantastic.
That Joker performance was legendary for sure.
Yeah. There'll never be a better one. I mean, yeah. Never.
I am curious to see. I'm curious to see how the Joker would be in the Batman universe. You know, like from the Batman movie.
Oh, the one that just came out?
Mm-hmm.
That
was Matthew Vaughn, right?
Yeah, believe. Yeah. That did that movie?
Yeah.
About to find out.
Yeah, I think that was. But yeah, it would have to be a very special performance for it to outshine Heath Ledger Joker. And I mean, that shit was just chilling. And it was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You know? So,
the new Batman was directed by Matt Reeves.
Matt Reeves, not Vaughn.
Yeah.
Shit.
who the fuck is Matthew Vaughn? That sounds so familiar.
It does.
Let's find out. Let's see, Matthew Vaughn. Let's see what this guy did. He's a filmmaker. He did Kingsman, Kick-Ass.
That's
that
right.
Guy. That
guy. Yeah.
I like the
I
Kingsman.
fucking hate that guy. No, I'm just kidding.
He did Snatch in 2000.
I love that movie.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. You ever seen Snatch before, Billy?
Yeah, I just said it was a good movie.
Oh, is it a good movie? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He also did He did X-Men. He did X-Men First Class. I love that movie. And he also did
do X-Men.
Yep, and he produced Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels from
Which was a
1998.
good movie.
Yeah.
Never seen this. The Year I Was Born.
No, that was a good movie. If
Yeah.
you like Snatch, you'll like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yep.
I can't believe they had Brad Pitt Irish in Snatch, dude. That was so funny.
He's a fucking badass, Mickey.
He was. It's
I
great.
think that Snatch is probably my favorite Jason Statham movie too. Like, because that's the Jason Statham I know, and then he's that exact same fucking character in every goddamn movie he's in after that.
Yeah.
I never really was a Jason Statham fan because of that fact. Like, he was, and I know there's a lot of actors that do that, and I guess it's just, opinion, personal opinion, if you let them get away with it or not, if you just for some reason like them. Like, if you like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's Kevin Hart in every fucking thing. But if he still makes you laugh in all these different roles, then cool. But then you might have somebody else like The Rock, who's The Rock in everything, and the shit's old by now. It's kind of like a, personal opinion thing. But for me, Jason Statham was that. Same thing with Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel's fucking Vin Diesel and everything.
He is. He is. Would you say Snatch is a 5-star for you or no?
Me?
Yeah.
Snatch was good. I really did like Snatch, but I don't know if it would be 5-star because I have, had the opportunity to watch it and hadn't been like, oh my god. But it would be up there. It would probably be, I don't know, it'd probably be like 4-star, 4.5 because I do like the movie a lot.
Pretty close,
but, Vanilla Sky. I watched Vanilla Sky while I was on the boat. That's a really good movie. And that's
that movie
I haven't watched in a long fucking time. Now that movie would be touching on the 5-star rating.
That movie is so weird. I watched it and I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, this is a weird Tom Cruise movie. I'm like, I don't understand half the stuff that's going on in it.
Yeah.
Isn't Cameron Diaz in that movie too?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah, I own it, but only because I think I got it on sale, but it was so weird.
Because it shows Penelope Cruz's titty for 5 seconds.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing.
Place. This is a
I'm not gonna say
it's.
I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing. No, I'll be the first one to tell you, and stuff like that. It's not bad. That's why I like a lot of the Friday the 13th movies. Oh man, they're great.
Except for one of them, huh?
Well, which one?
Part 6. There's no nudity.
Yeah, part 6.
I don't think I've gotten to part 6 yet. I own the box set. I bought the Shout Factory box set. I don't think I've gotten to part 6 yet. Might be my lowest rated one out of the franchise.
You're gonna have to fix that chair noise if you want to be on here again with us.
Hey man, I'll try my best. I'm trying to stay still. But the chair itself, I got a new pedestal for my chair, and it's very squeaky. The other one broke because I'm fat.
Yeah, Bone blames me for being the one that's all picky, but he always has me in here sweating my ass off because I can't have my fan on because it makes too much noise.
Well, don't worry.
Yeah, I don't have.
We're coming into the cold season, so you can just open up a fucking window.
Yeah, but you should hear this fucking heater I got in here, bud.
Oh,
You should hear this fucking thing.
you put some fucking hoodies on or something.
It's like a whole furnace thing. Got the whole screeching noise, intense music in the background.
Do like I do, and just hardly use electricity.
Yeah, that's right. Between the hours of like
straight up video game fucking arcades he's got behind him.
That's what I'm saying.
Barely ever use electricity.
Yeah, man, get the LED lights behind him and stuff like that.
No.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
He's got the mic right in front of him with the LEDs on. What do you mean?
Excuse me while I go unplug my air hockey table.
This shit doesn't turn on until 8 o'clock, though. Yeah, my light bill is going to be under $100.
Dang, flexing. It's flexing.
Yep.
Get you a job where you work 10 to 7.
It works out perfectly.
Yeah. Don't need air while I'm sleeping. At least not right now. Well, I do. Like in the hot months, I'll turn the air down real low. But I also get up at 5 a.m. and turn it off.
What? You get up at 5 a.m. every morning to turn it off?
Sometimes.
It's 2023 and they have like the Nest shit where you can like program it.
Yeah.
There's an app for it to be like, hey, thermostat.
I'm in an apartment.
I don't want to get up at 5 o'clock anymore.
I can't just go change out the thermostats in an apartment.
The fuck? Why not?
Because they got their own shitty little thermostat.
Nah, you can do it. You're tripping.
Yeah. What are they going to say to you? They're going to say nothing.
They're not even going to fucking know.
No, they won't.
What you do is you just take a hammer to the old one. When it's off the wall completely, then you just glue the other one up there, and then Wi-Fi does the rest.
Now you got me thinking about changing out my fucking thermostat. Shut up. I can't change out the thermostat.
Nest thermostats are only $499.99 right now while supplies lasts.
Yeah.
Available at Best Buy.
That's right. Oh, yeah. I mean, available at Best Buy. Great. It's perfect.
All right. You got any final words on Frankenstein?
Like I said, for me, man, I mean, I was expecting it to be, knock me off my feet, but that's my fault, right? And so that did affect things a little bit for me, like whatever. I had high hopes, and I enjoyed myself, but it didn't do what I thought it was going to do,
Yeah.
I'm very excited for Wolfman to see where I'm going to be with that one,
Wolfman has a chance to take
the number one spot. I like werewolf movies. Some kid, I say kid, I mean like young adult or young person, fucking had a badass Halloween costume this year, and what it was the American Werewolf in London guy with the red jacket. And it was like this contraption that he had where he pulled the person face off. It was a rubber mask, and it like hung in the back of him, and under that he had a mask on his head, and it was a mid transformation face mask from a person to a werewolf. And then he had this thing, he like pulled down the sleeves of the red coat and then pulled like a flap down, and it was all werewolf fur. And
that's cool.
Out of the backpack that he had on, he pulls out the actual werewolf head, and it's this badass fucking like kick-ass looking werewolf head that sits. Now the only part of it that looked a little weird afterwards is this fucking mask just hanging in the back a little bit.
Yeah.
But the shit was like a really cool transformation Halloween costume. It was pretty rad.
That's cool. I like that a lot.
It's nice.
On
Chris, any final words?
Frankenstein? Or just in general? Oh, well, on Frankenstein...
that I had a weird story with my final words.
Oh, that doesn't matter too much. I would say on Frankenstein, yeah, I mean, I thought it was a pretty good movie. I said I don't mind too much about the slow pace of the movie overall, or not slow pace, but the fast pace of it because it's only an hour and 10 minutes. But again, I still got to go back to the curtain again, man. Yeah, the wrinkles. It still kills the immersion for me. But I think the performance of the actor who played Frankenstein was quite good. About him portraying a really scared man, kind of reborn into this world that he doesn't know anymore because he was dead, obviously. So yeah, I mean, I think it was a pretty good movie. I think I eventually want to watch Bride of Frankenstein. I want to see if that's any good. I heard it's pretty good.
So I've heard that Bride of Frankenstein was like the best.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
That Bride of Frankenstein's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's actually, I think it's shorter. I think it's an hour and maybe it's an hour and 15. It's only
minutes.
No. I think it's like an hour and 15. Maybe it's like 5 minutes longer.
The opening credits and the end credits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, welcome to the movie. Bye.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, this has been your boy Chris on this first podcast. Hey.
Yeah. We appreciate you joining us.
Mm-hmm. It's a fun time.
Yeah. I guess we'll let you back. You can come back. Well, I got to talk to Daniel after this is over. He's really going to be the one that makes this decision.
Oh, God. He's a hard critic, man. I might not be able to come back, guys. Yeah. If you guys don't hear from me again, I love all you guys who listen to me. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll come back with the Wolfman, and we'll see how that one goes. Yep.
Yeah, see, like I said, I'm curious to see because like last time we had an idea of what it was going to be on our last triple threat, and we were right. This time, our prediction, I don't think is, for me at least, isn't going to be what I thought it was going to be. So I'm excited to see the Wolfman and then go over that and rank our 3 movies, you know?
Yep. Chris, you'll have to go back and watch Dracula so you can rate it.
Yeah, I'll watch Dracula and Wolfman before we do the next podcast, if I'm invited back, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, I'm down for it.
All right, well, that's it, guys.
Sounds good.
Thank you, everybody, for listening, and those of you that watched us on Twitch, we appreciate it so much, and we will see y'all next time.
Yep, y'all be good. Till next
Peace
time.
out.
We're still live on Twitch. I paused the recording now.
All right.
We gotta, I guess, start thinking about what our next thing of movies is going to be.
And will it be your pick?
Will it?
I think so. Or did I pick Underwater?
No, I picked
Underwater. Are you talking about the newer Underwater movie with Chris Stewart?
Yeah. Well, we did the Underwater theme. So what we'll do is we'll...
did I do Space? I did do Space. You did Water. I did this one. So you'll be choosing the next one. But we have time for that. The scheduling is so fucked up. We got plenty of time to talk and think about that.
I know we're not recording the podcast anymore, but I'll just tell you, I guess for the Twitch viewers, is exclusive. My most overrated movie I've ever seen ever. Everyone seems to love it, but I hated 2001: A Space Odyssey. I do not like that movie whatsoever. I think it's so overrated. It's so overrated. It is so overrated. It has the cool intro. Oh, you haven't seen it either?
No.
It has a really cool, like, if you were to hear the introduction, you would know the theme music to the introduction with, like, the apes and stuff like that. But it's so overrated, in my opinion. I don't like it. It is the longest, boring movie I've ever seen in my life. So, I just wanted to throw that out there.
I feel like that you would have to have a taste for Stanley Kubrick to enjoy it.
Yeah, and he makes good stuff. I've never seen A Clockwork Orange. I own that movie, but another movie he's done, but I think I would enjoy that movie more than 2001: Space Odyssey. And I like space movies and stuff like that, and sci-fi movies, but I just didn't like it. A little rant on that.
It may get if we're gonna have Chris do this with us, I may get his input on the next block. See what he thinks.
Of like theme of movies, like genre.
Yep.
Ooh.
Because what we do is we'll we alternate, like, when it's just me and Daniel, we alternate who picks 2 out of the 3 movies.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, we'd just be able to do like a theme, and each one of us pick a movie.
Yeah.
But we have to. There's also certain movies that we won't do because they're, like Daniel said, they're like holy grail movies, so to speak. Where they're going to be me, Daniel, and Josh doing them.
Mm.
So like,
I keep hearing shit. Hold on.
but like Fright Night, Lost Boys, those are going to be movies that the 3 of us will do. The Thing will definitely be a movie that the 3 of us will do. That's not to say,
whatever.
that's not to say
whatever
we
we
can't have
do.
a 4th person, but
Yeah. Well, I hope that'd be nice if we did 4. The more the merrier for sure. I've never whatever movie we talk about. Obviously, I need to watch it beforehand, of course, but for sure. Like I never seen Fright Night. I never seen the Lost Boys, so
yeah.
definitely something I need to watch.
And you, like I said, you probably won't never be on like any of those episodes just because when we have to record those.
I know. Yeah, I'm at work.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
But
I'm out to talk.
Me, you, and
Go ahead.
Daniel can do these, and
Mhm.
I know we said this last time, and we need to do more next time.
Huh?
When are you gonna be
Do
home
more
again?
For me?
No, Daniel.
No.
Oh.
Oh, fuck, I don't know, dude. What the hell's today? What the fuck day is it even?
Sunday
It's the 6th.
or Monday, I guess now.
Means I leave on the 8th. I'll come back on like the 5th or something like that. December 5th. And then I'll be back until like the 19th or something. Something around in there. I know that I'll be on the boat for Christmas. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm going to miss Thanksgiving also. So, somewhere between those 2 dates.
Does somebody cook y'all Thanksgiving dinner and shit while y'all are out there?
Most time everybody kind of does something. But yeah, the guys that cook usually cook. Because there's guys that cook lunch, there's guys that cook breakfast. But whenever we're doing Thanksgiving and shit like that, we'll be doing the turkey all night. They'll tend to it, baste it, whatever they got to do. And then everybody kind of pick one of their favorite things about Thanksgiving. Make sure it all makes it into the feast. So everybody's got something they enjoy from home and shit. That's how most boats do it. Just to make sure or at the very least make sure the essentials are there,
Well, that's good.
Yep. Pretty nice.
Are you like in the military?
No. It's like push boats, like that push barges and stuff like that on the river.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's what I do.
Very nice.
All right, well, I'm about to end the Twitch stream.
Okay.
Sounds good, buddy. Well,
I love you Twitch viewers. Love you guys a lot.